A Harris County Treasurer's employee is behind bars accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars. Good afternoon, I'm Sherman Chow. Why? He claims he was being blackmailed on an S&M site. Adam Bennett is here now with more on all of this. And Adam, he had access to every single Harris County bank account?
That's right. District Attorney Kim KHOU says Loeb had access to nearly $3 billion in assets, and that just with his signature, he could sign off on up to $100 million at a time. So right now, she is urging all the county commissioners. She says she's already reached out to every single office to consider an independent audit to look at any of the accounts that Loeb had access to. Now, this is what happened. This morning, Kim KHOU, she held a press conference and said the credit union and DA's staff spotted red flags in Loeb's finances, got the sheriff's office involved. Investigators say they then noticed a pattern on Gregory Loeb's account. They say he'd allegedly make a deposit, withdraw the money, and then stop the payment. And they believe that he created this account specifically for this purpose. They said it happened over and over again, gradually racking up charges of more than $30,000. Investigators say Loeb admitted to a lot of what they suspected, including, they said, he admitted sending money to a dominatrix.
Mr. Loeb told investigators, our investigator and Sergeant McClure from the Sheriff's Office, that he was making these withdrawals essentially because he was being blackmailed by a woman from the internet that he met on a website. Apparently it's some type of a sadomasochistic website involving something that I don't understand, frankly.
The county treasurer.
Now, KHOU told us her office notified the county treasurer early Wednesday, who then fired Loeb a short time later. She says once her investigators did everything they needed to make this case, they arrested Loeb late last night. Now, KHOU says her office is still digging into a lot of claims, a lot of this investigation. They were still gathering evidence even when they arrested Loeb last night. And she says that includes whether or not this woman that Loeb allegedly claimed blackmailed him, whether or not she even exists. Right now, at last check, Loeb was still in the Harris County Jail. He faces up to 2 years in a state jail if convicted on this charge. Sherman.
All right, a lot of people following this one. Thank you, Adam. Harris County DA also telling us it is unclear if any charges will be filed against the driver who reached down to pick up his glasses and then caused a 4-car wreck that killed a Rice University police officer. It happened last night on I-45 near the North Beltway. The Rice officer, whose name has not yet been released, later died at the hospital. And in Baytown, the city is mourning the death of a longtime assistant fire chief, Bernard Olive. He died suddenly while on duty yesterday. Olive began working with the city's fire department in 1973. He was also an instructor with the Texas A&M Municipal Fire School, that for 37 years. Developing news, we are following a teenager under arrest accused of killing an 8-year-old Houston boy and wounding his little sister in a drive-by shooting. That shooting captured the city's attention. It was on Scott Street last month. Janelle Ford has been following this case and joins us now from downtown.
I've got the court documents, and in them, 18-year-old Devontae Lockett is officially charged with murder. Now, right now, we're waiting for him to appear here in court, but many community leaders are already letting out a sigh of relief that this guy's been caught. Here's his mugshot right here. We've done some digging, and he's got a pretty lengthy arrest record. He faced charges of both evading arrest and unlawfully carrying a firearm. But 8 months ago, he was able to avoid jail time. On March 1st, police say Lockett fired shots at a car that was parked outside a nail salon on Scott Street near Wheeler Avenue. 3 children were inside at the time. 8-year-old Tristan Hutchins and his 5-year-old sister both were shot. But Tristan died from his injuries last week after spending nearly a month on life support. Lockett is being charged with his murder. Now, in those court documents, it says that when Lockett fired at that car, he was reckless as to whether the car was occupied. A number of city leaders reacted to Lockett's arrest. Mayor Turner tweeting, "Violence against our kids will not be tolerated." And he gave law enforcement a pat on the back for nabbing this guy. Now, both Mayor Turner and Chief Acevedo will be holding a press conference today at 2 to go over the latest in this investigation. Standing for Houston, Janelle Ford, KHOU 11 News.
All right, thank you, Janelle. Of course, we'll be at that press conference and bring you more information as we learn it. Breaking news to tell you about now. Air 11 is over the end of a police chase. Wow, look at that. This is in Northeast Houston. It all started, we are told, on Homestead Road, that the officer tried to stop the driver, who then took off. It ended obviously with a wreck of some kind off the side of the road there. The suspect is now in custody. We do not have any word of any injuries. Let's take a live look outside. Oh, there's the downtown skyline in the distance with some cloud cover overhead. It's been wet and drizzly this morning. Let's get more from Brooks Garner as we look ahead to this weekend. Hey, Brooks.
Yeah, Sherman, we're just hoping this isn't a precursor to what's to come for the weekend. But unfortunately, it looks like it will be. We're going to see a lot of this tomorrow, although it will be cooler tomorrow and we could see a lot more rain in the morning. Right now, spotty showers. It is generally mostly cloudy around the region, but when you zoom in, that's when you start to see the little tiny showers. Hit or miss, but it's actually pouring where it is raining. Case in point was right here across the Beltway, right when you get onto the Beltway in the Pearland area heading toward I-45. That's now moving up toward Pasadena. So a couple of showers making things wet out there. We're going to see a lot more rain, though, later on today. So here's future track showing that chance for rain, hit or miss showers through 6 o'clock. Then we'll catch a break, and then there's a severe thunderstorm chance late tonight. This is well after 10 o'clock. Could be heading toward midnight or after. There's Huntsville, and then this line tracking south. While most of it looks like it could be to the east, we could pick up a couple of pockets here of some heavier rain. So Sherman, we'll talk about that coming up in your full forecast. Plus, highs today in the mid-80s, followed by mid-60s for tomorrow. So big changes lay ahead.
All righty. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Thank you, Brooks. A huge fire at a chemical recycling plant in North Texas still burning after an explosion rocked the area. The company Clean Solvent Recycling is located near Mansfield. Firefighters letting this burn itself out after battling the flames for 5 hours. Luckily, no one was hurt. Oklahoma state lawmakers will consider education funding today after thousands of teachers showed up at the Capitol for a 5th straight day. The walkout has shut down school campuses. 55 school districts in the state will be closed today. Politicians believe they can provide the money needed to raise teacher salaries. Oklahoma ranking 49th out of 50 states in the U.S. for teacher pay.